Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is quite a special request from my best friend. She asked me if I can actually create a video where I can actually do a nice and easy and quick makeup look for busy moms. If you're interested, just keep on watching. So I'm gonna start with my base first. I've already prepped my skin, so I've hydrated. I don't have anything else on my face at the moment. It's really important to hydrate your skin and also have a clean skin. If you want to use a primer, that's something you can do. If you're more on a dry side, I think a moisturizer is quite enough. If you are more on the oily side like me, where I have oily parts in here around my nose and around here, so basically the T-zone, I like to use like a pore filling primer because I have large pores as well. And what I'm gonna use today is from e.l.f. and this is called the Putty Primer. So I'm just gonna use a small amount with my finger to actually cover those pores. And what I like to do is basically rub it in, and then I tap as well. The sound. Okay, so now I use the primer. Next, for foundation, I will use something that it's not full coverage, is more like medium or sheer medium coverage. It also has like a glow finish and it's not cakey. I like a cake face, but for the sake of this video I will just do something more natural. So the foundation I'm using is from NYX and this is Born to Glow. I think this is shade Buff. Yes. Okay, so let's see if this is not actually too dark for me. And I'm using a sponge. It has to be wet because if it's dry, the application is not really well. So this is really bouncy and fluffy and feels nice on the skin. So let's see. Just need my small mirror. So as you can see, it actually has a sheer medium coverage. It's not really a big coverage. Sorry, full coverage. I can't talk today, apparently. So I just need some more. The sponge absorbs quite a lot of product, but I prefer it to apply it with the sponge. It looks actually flawless than with the brush. For me, it works better with the sponge. It's a bit dark, yeah. I have to mix it with a lighter shade because I have another one, a lighter shade. And this is the shade Warm Vanilla. Okay. Let's see how quick I can buff this in. It goes really quick with the sponge. And I like to go down on my neck a bit. It's not gonna be the harsh line between your face and your neck. Okay, I'm not going under the eye because I'm gonna use concealer there. Even if you have a like really dark circles, the trick is not actually go with foundation there, is to go with a corrector. So I'm using shade Peach. This is from Revolution Conceal and Correct. Now the secret with this, actually it's too much in this applicator. Just apply 2 dots where you have the most darkest circle, because I know busy moms don't actually have a lot of sleep, unfortunately. So wait, first I blend this with a brush. This is a concealer brush. So for lighter skin tones like mine, the peach shade is perfect. If you have a darker shade, a darker skin tone, sorry. Yeah, I can't talk today. You can use a more dark shade like a orange or even red. That's gonna cover your under eyes. Okay, so as you can see, it already cancelled the other color, because that's the role of this corrector. So don't apply a large amount, because it's gonna look crazy. Just a bit. And after this, you're just gonna go with the corrector. Oh, sorry, with the concealer. And I'm using Color Stay from Revlon, and this is in the shade Light 015. Alright, this is almost empty. I need to buy a new one. So I also like to highlight my center of my face. Not applying the whole triangle, doesn't work for me. My under eyes cake so badly, so, and I don't need that much anyway because I use the corrector. And I'm going back with the sponge. Found that it's more easy to blend. So if you feel that you need to cover some spots maybe from the face, like I have here a few, you can use concealer. There's no need to add another layer of foundation. So I'm gonna go back and take my concealer, and I'm just gonna do whatever I feel the need to cover. I have a big one in here. And what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna leave it for a few seconds because it's gonna have more coverage, and then I will blend it in gently, maybe with my finger or even with a sponge, but I'm not gonna do it roughly. Till then, I'm gonna prepare my powder. So to set everything up, I'm gonna use my favorite powder, and this is from Revolution. Coconut scented baking powder. Is a translucent powder, goes very well under the eyes and also all over your face. It's absolutely fine. I'm gonna use this with the sponge in a second. So let's see. Okay. I'm just gonna press it gently. Because if I'm gonna rub it in, it will just fade away and it's not gonna cover the spots. Also, try to avoid a more lighter concealer like I did now, because it's gonna highlight your spots. And I'll try to make it work, because I don't think I have a more darker concealer. To actually hide the spots from your face, you should use like a concealer that is actually the shade of your foundation and not lighter. I will try to make this work. It's not a good tip, Roxy. Okay, so you can see I'm creasing here on the lid. It's very warm today in this room. Unfortunately, I cannot open the window because the car's outside and everything. Okay, so powder next. I am gonna use the tip of this sponge. I'm doing this. I tap the excess. I don't bake. I don't like baking. Which is gonna be a bit. I'll go back with this side and blend again, because as I'm telling you, I'm creasing even after a second. And then I go back in here and set this up. And also on my lid. And I do the same on the other eye. Go back in the powder, tap the excess. I'm making a mess here on my desk, but cleaning later. Okay, and I'm going to do this around my nose as well, where actually this is where most of the time the foundation breaks on my face, is around my nose area. So if I do this trick, it's gonna stay longer. Okay, so the rest of my face, I have powder on my hand. The rest of the face, I'm gonna set it with a brush, and I'm using quite a fluffy brush, so it's quite dirty. I used it yesterday. And again, rub it in, but I take off the excess. And I like to set my whole face because, as I told you, I'm quite greasy. And if I don't do this, my foundation will not stay on. You can only set only the parts you think you're getting oily and you need your makeup to stay on. And if you're dry skin, this step is not necessary because basically your foundation is going to stay on. Okay, so now that I've set, just let me put this powder away because I'm going to make a mess. I know I will. Somehow I'm gonna knock it over. Next, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. As you can see, they're quite small and insignificant. So I am using a brow pen, and this is from Makeup Obsession. This is how it looks. It's quite a thin, a really fine brow pencil, and on the other side has this pulley. It's really helpful. This is in the shade dark brown. First, I'm gonna brush the brows. I'm going to use a tweezer soon. And what I like to do next is basically draw some lines, and then I will fill in the brows. I'm gonna guide myself like this. So I'm gonna do underneath first. And then upper, almost till, you know, your brow end. This is so cringy to do it with you here, because usually it takes me about 10 minutes just to do my brows. I'll try to do my best. Something like that. This is the tricky one. This one is shorter than here. actually my hairs end up here. So do you see how asymmetrical they are? Because they're in here and this one is in here, so I have to actually create a few. And this brow is gonna be a mess, but fine. Let's see. Yep, it's a mess. I'm giving you advice. I have no idea what I'm doing here anyway. I need a Q-tip somewhere. Found one. Takes ages. And this one is upper and this one is lower. Anyway. It's fine. Next. Moving on to the eyes. So I've done this bit. I've done the brows. I selected a eyeshadow palette that it's really neutral, and this is the color book from Revolution, and it's in 02, and it has here the numbers. It's a really heavy palette and is really nice. It has all the neutrals, so up here is all the shimmers, in here are all the mattes, and it has this bit so you're not gonna contaminate the other pan, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to use a lot of shades today. I'm just going to make a really quick look, and I need a fluffy brush. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to use like a transition shade. Maybe this one from here. I don't know which one, I will see. Oh, actually I'm going to use this one. It looks like, I think they're quite pigmented by the way. And tap up the excess. Tap off, not up, off the excess, and I'm gonna use this like a contour shade just in your crease to give your eyes a bit of dimension. Jesus, I really can't speak today. So circular moves, go back and forth, and it's a bit darker, so I'm going to use a more lighter shade to you know, to blend everything back, and I'm going to use this one. You can do this from, you don't need actually an eyeshadow palette to do this on your eyes. You can actually use your contour palette or whatever you have in there. I know my blending is really weird, but just I'm still learning anyway. Just bear with me. Going back through those two shades. Are they similar? Almost. Okay, in my inner corner, which I forgot to prepare a brush, I need a pencil brush like this, and I'm gonna use from the other part of the palette, I'm gonna use a shimmer. So I'm using this one here. Then I'm using it in the inner corner and also on my brow bone. Eyes is pretty much done. I'm not doing anything on the lower lash. I'm just gonna use some mascara. This is from L'Oreal and it's called Volume Milling Lashes. So cute. And this is how the brush looks like. And this is gonna be a disaster because I hate wearing mascara. I have to. I mean, I'm not hating wearing it, I hate applying it. Do it. Anyway, since this happened, I have to wait till it dries down and then I can clean it. Because if I'm gonna do it now, I'm gonna wipe it all over my face. Okay guys, so I finished with the mascara. I managed to clean this bit out. I've let it dry and then just took a Q-tip and gently rub it off. Next, I'm using a blush. This is from Essence. The blush in the shade Bespoke. This is how it looks like. Really nice maroon color. I'm using a big brush again of the excess, and what I'm gonna apply is basically I'm gonna guide myself from the center of the eye outside. I'm gonna tap a bit and then I'm going upwards the temple. Something like this. And I have another mascara bit in here. Okay. The next step, it's not really necessary, but if you want to do it, highlighter. I like highlighter. And I'm gonna use a brush from Real Techniques. This is how it looks like. Cut the excess. Okay, so I think this is it. For that lips. Why you're not staying where I put you? For lips, I'm using just a lip gloss. This is from Rimmel London. Oh my gloss! In the shade Stay My Rose. It's a clear sheer actually type of gloss. I put it on my teeth of course. Again, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Anyway, for the final touch, so everything will stay in, I'm using a fixing spray. This is from Maybelline Lasting Fix. I think this is quite fine, I hope. Are you working? Or are you broke? That's weird. I have a fan here. Ooh, you dead? Ah no, still working. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. What do you think? Hopefully it was helpful for you and for all of those busy moms out there. If you just want a bit of a glam, I think this is the way to achieve it. It's not just for the busy moms, for everybody out there that's actually busy and they want a little something, but they don't actually have time for a lot of makeup. Hopefully these tips will work for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell. I'll see you next time. Bye.